and a very warm welcome from Walmart Global Tech India. I'm Nisha Ramtri and part of the Enterprise Business Services.
And hi, I'm Vinay joining alongside Nisha. I'm part of the Enterprise Business Services team at Walmart Global Tech India. Thank you for joining us today on this one-of-a-kind Retail Tech Challenge. SparkTech Showcase is spread across 5 broad themes: social commerce, supply chain, automation, emerging tech, and future of retail.
Yes, Vinay. And in the last couple of weeks, we've received an overwhelming response from students and startups from across the country. We saw some really cool hacks that are innovative and really showed the sheer inventiveness of these brilliant hackers.
That sounds great, Nisha. And I feel this is a strong testament of how India's startup ecosystem has truly come of age. The ecosystem has grown to become the third largest globally, with its entrepreneurs and tech innovators building lasting solutions, not only for India, but also for the world.
And by the way, don't forget our amazing student teams, Vinay. The zeal, creativity, and the passion with which they've taken up and come up with the ideas, I feel they've really pushed the innovation needle. And today we look forward to introducing you to a few of these brilliant minds.
But before we get started, I would like to call upon Hari Vasudev, our country head and senior vice president. Over to you, Hari.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to SparkTech Showcase. It's a great pleasure to find such bright youngsters and startup teams participating in this one-of-a-kind retail tech challenge. At Walmart Global Tech India, we believe the amalgamation of technology with the right talent can do wonders and bring about the best tech excellence. It's really a marvel to see how a line of code can change the way people shop globally, create lasting impact on our customers, interact with our brand, and how different touch points in the retail value chain get automated to ensure a seamless experience. It's innovation at the heart of customer satisfaction, and that's what we promise to deliver at Walmart. SparkTech Showcase is in fact a step towards realizing some of these retail fantasies, where we opened the platform and welcomed 623 student teams, representing more than 1,800 students from 67 colleges in India, and also 124 startup teams to present their unique, innovative ideas and solve some of the most complex retail problems. What we saw are some amazing hacks, which are a testament to the fact that tech in the hands of such wizards can really unlock the future of retail. Thank you to all the participants for bringing such talent, creativity, and novelty in all your presentations. And to our finalists, you've surely made the task very difficult for our jury members. However, I'm confident that with your wealth of experience, our esteemed panel of jury will provide fantastic exposure and learning to all our finalists. It's truly an honor to welcome our jury on behalf of Walmart Global Tech India. Thank you for being a part of SparkTech Showcase and also of Converge at Walmart. Every team has indeed put their heart and soul in their innovative acts, and I wish all of you good luck. May the best team win. Thank you.
Thank you, Hari, for sharing your thoughts. For SparkTech Showcase, we have an esteemed group of jury members. Let me introduce them to you. So we have Sanjay Mehta. He's the founder of 100x VC. He's our first jury member. Sanjay is a technology evangelist and an entrepreneur turned VC. He is known as the 100x investor with the Midas touch. 100x's goal is to invest first checks in 100 seed stage India domicile startups every year. Through 100x VC, he pioneered the revolutionary iSafe note to India, which simplifies seed stage fundraising. Through 100x VC, Sanjay has invested in 50 startups till date. Sanjay is an engineer and has done executive education from ISB Hyderabad and venture capital from Wharton. Welcome, Sanjay.
Our second jury member is Anurag Ramdasan, head of investments at 314 Capital. At 314 Capital, Anurag works extensively on the investment side, managing evaluations of new startups and mentoring them. Anurag also spends a lot of time working with portfolio companies and their founding teams across tech, product, business strategy, and fundraising. He has deployed applications across the world, including China, worked with some of the largest global corporations as clients, hired and trained engineering teams, built complex large-scale systems that now train millions of employees in multiple geographies. Outside of work, he has not let the techie in him sign off. Anurag independently continues to write code, build and deploy apps, and he has multiple of those running live currently.
Our next jury member is Raghu Krishnananda, who's the Chief Technology Officer at Myntra. He leads the technology function at Myntra, playing a key role in delivering the technology vision of building a world-class fashion and lifestyle shopping platform. Raghu has over 25 years of experience in product development, holding senior management positions in leading global companies, building platforms and services in e-commerce, consumer internet, and finance domains. He brings in specialized experience in the area of cloud platforms and machine learning. Welcome, Raghu.
Our final jury member is our very own Rajiv Bhuta, our Vice President for Product Management at Walmart Global Tech India. Rajiv and his team work on building Walmart's supply chain as a service platform with a focus on distribution, fulfillment, transportation, replenishment, and store operations. These platforms enable multiple Walmart markets to provide a differentiated customer experience through the company's supply chain offerings. With over 22 years of experience, Rajiv is committed to growing the product management community and helping budding product managers within and outside Walmart.
A huge thank you once again to our esteemed jury panel. So Vinay, without further ado, it's time to, I think, put the spotlight on our winners. Coming back to our shortlisted entries handpicked from hundreds of applications. These are students, tech enthusiasts, and entrepreneurs leveraging transformative power of retail tech, devising products and solutions, and contributing to the growth of the retail tech ecosystem.
Great, Nisha. Let me talk about a minute on our first startup and how they're trying to solve a problem. This is something I could relate. Most stores in India do not have a point of sale machine to help them sell online. Local stores are well positioned to cater to the needs of their customers in their neighborhood, but they do not have an online presence and visibility. I can relate to this as I shop locally. The only way to shop nearby is by visiting the store physically to purchase off the shelf or calling up the store if we know their number. Even if the store owner wanted to sell online, the process of going online was cumbersome. The store owner or employee would have to manually type out the information of hundreds and thousands of products they have on the shelf, and they had to keep it periodically updated with the pricing.
You know what, Vinay, I resonate that much with that as well. Shop EG, who is our team who's going to present next, addresses this with a vernacular mobile app built on Android and iOS that can be used by people from the city, town, and rural areas as well. Using Shop EG, small business owners can instantly build their online presence by selecting products from Shop EG's hyperlocal product database and adding them to their inventory. Customers can therefore order from the local business in the way they'd order from any online e-commerce platform and get it delivered for free. So over to you, Team Shop EG.
Hello, everyone. We are Shop EG. My name is Basant, and I'm the co-founder and CEO of Shop EG. I come from a family of retailers. So growing up, I've had the chance to run my parents' grocery store, hardware store, clothes store, and now I've been in the tech industry for over 7 years now. And I'm disrupting the retail space along with my co-founders, Ranjana and Sanjay. Our team has a combined experience in retail, healthcare, and banking domains. We are from Bangalore, India. So the problem, Kirana stores are amazing. They are hyper local and they're doing okay in the neighborhood. They have a wide variety of products and they have a physical store presence, which brings up a very high trust to make purchases from them. Most of them even provide free delivery. But this sector hasn't been disrupted in decades and they haven't had the chance to make the best use of technology to increase revenue or scale their businesses yet. We still have to visit the store to make the purchase, and we have to interact with the person at the store. while we are shopping. So this is a highly inefficient process, and we need to automate this. The solution is simple. With ShopEG, we can make the overall shopping experience easy for the shopkeeper and for their customers. Using our AI-based inventory management system, a shopkeeper can take their store online within seconds and start accepting orders for home delivery or store pickup. Now, digitizing the storefront makes the accounting process, the billing process very seamless, and it also brings new customers to the store who predominantly shop online. So, which will increase the revenue of the store, and thus they can scale their business. So, getting right into the demo, this is our ShopEG mobile app. We are available on Android and iOS. I'm creating a store now, and it's a grocery store. We are open now. We provide free delivery, and we provide free delivery up to so many kilometers. I'm at the store, and the address is correct. Great, the shop is now open, and I can create the inventory. All I have to do is scan the shelf at the store, and the camera can detect all the products in the shelf. A shopkeeper does not have to manually enter all the item names. And there it is. The camera recognizes about 5 products, and I can just save the products to the inventory. Now, in the same way, a customer can simply place the order to a store nearby. So let's see here. So I can select the products that I want to buy and seamlessly check out. And that's it. After this, the shopkeeper would be confirming the order, and they would be delivering it directly to the customer. Thank you for watching. Stay safe and shop easy.
Thank you, team ShopEG. I look forward to being one of the beneficiaries, and wish you good luck with your product. And very soon, probably I would get to experience it and shop at ease. Thank you once again for the great demo. We will now leave the floor open for questions from the jury.
Hi team, this is Sanjay. There are many of these companies which are doing very similar stuff, Vikai, Dukan. What's your difference here?
Thank you, Sanjay. So we are morely focusing towards the AI stuff, where we want to make sure that the inventory setup is quicker. Comparing to other apps, we've had customers who've been using our competitors, and they find our application easier to use and quicker. And we're also a marketplace. So looking at our competitors, they are more of a SaaS-based, they're positioning themselves as a SaaS product, and whereas we are a marketplace, so customer has the option to find the nearest store and pick the store that they want to order from, and then place the order.
And what's your team background?
I come from a retail background and also fintech and healthcare. And my other team member, Sanjay, has also experience with finance and aviation technology. Ranjana is our designer and developer. So we're a very small cross-functional team doing this.
Sure. Thank you. Thank you. Good luck.
Hi, team. How do you keep the inventory updated? That's a big challenge, right?
Thank you, Raghu. So we gather our inventory database from various sources, and we manually create a database which can be utilized by a certain area. So if we look at various zones in India, South Zone, North Zone, East Zone, and West Zone, the products vary at each zone. So we are currently focusing more on the South Zone. So we have gathered the data across various sources, and we populate it for everybody, so that the shopkeeper doesn't have to make the entry themselves or change the price themselves. And we also regularly update the price from the backend, so the MRP doesn't have to be frequently changed by the shopkeeper.
So you use some computer vision technology to identify the products, right? And that's how we auto-populate inventory. And pricing, you said it's like MRP, but the actual count of inventory, how do you ensure the stock is still there in the store and so on? How do you keep that updated?
We're working on that also right now. We want to identify the number of unique products that is repeated using computer vision. We will be able to do that soon. That's been more of a challenge than identifying the product today. But we should have a solution in the next 3 months.
Hi, Anurag here. Basant, you mentioned that you are also providing or planning on providing free deliveries. What does that approach and that infrastructure look like today? How are you fulfilling all of this?
So the stores, once they've onboarded themselves, they offer the ability to deliver for free. We currently do not have a logistics structure in place. So if a store has a delivery feature, then they deliver it themselves. Otherwise, there is only pickup option with the store.
How many languages do you support?
Right now, we support English and Kannada. We have Hindi coming very soon because we're targeting in Bangalore and slowly towards Karnataka. We will have 4 languages very soon in the next 1 month. We want to cover all the Indian languages at least by the end of this year.
Rajiv here. So yeah, I would be very interested to find out how eventually you're going to solve the inventory problem like Raghu asked. But the other question I have is, given if you are able to drive traffic onto your platform, given that it's a marketplace, how would you help the shopkeeper manage everything that they need to do, right? Right now, what you just showed is being able to capture the assortment and digitize it. What are your plans for that?
We also have an order management system module in the application. So the point where the demo was cut off was as soon as the order was placed. So after that, the shopkeeper receives a notification and they can accept or reject the order within 30 minutes. And then they will be able to chat with the customer within the application. So we've added audio chatting, sharing of images and everything. And both the customer and the shopkeeper can see the history of order that was placed. And they can also use that information to automate their accounting process.
Thanks.
Do we have any other questions from the jury for Shop EG? Okay, thank you once again, Team Shop EG. We'll now let our jury members quickly score based on your demo. And well done, Shop EG, for answering some of those tough questions from our jury members here.
Thank you.
So we will now move over to our second shortlisted startup, Aor Technologies. Hydrogen is actually one of the most abundant element in our planet, and it only makes sense to use it as a fuel for the future of mobility. In the future, hydrogen could join electricity as an important energy carrier, since it can be made safely from renewable energy sources and is virtually non-polluting, which is one of the biggest problems that we face in the modern times. It will also be used as a fuel for zero emission vehicles and to heat homes and offices and to produce electricity and to fuel aircrafts.
Aor Technologies has developed an advanced hydrogen on-demand system, or AHOTS, to eliminate storage issues with hydrogen fuel and make it feasible to be used in all types of vehicle safety. With patented safe hydrogen technology recognized by AGNI, Startup India, and NASSCOM as one of the biggest innovations of the country, they're working with IIT Delhi and bringing about a clean and green mobility revolution in India and for the global automotive industry. Very excited for you guys with all the go green and electric vehicles buzz that is happening. Over to you, Team AHOTS, and wish you all the best.
In the later half of 1780s, the world witnessed the first motor vehicle. The vehicles that were then developed relied on gasoline for fuel, and we still use gasoline for our automotive fuel. We have utilized gasoline in hazardous emission producing vehicles for more than 200 years now. With rising concern for the environment, the world is looking at alternate mobility solutions. But we only have 6 years left before we shift to completely sustainable sources of energy. And what do we do with 8 billion vehicles on the road? Creating new infrastructure might not be the solution to all of our problems. We need to put our best efforts into fixing our current infrastructure at least cost to the consumer and the planet.
I am Saurabh Mohan Saxena, founder of Aor Technologies based out of Delhi. We have developed a novel retrofit solution which converts the current IC engine vehicles to green vehicles. By the end of this video, imagine we would have produced 40,000 tons of greenhouse gases from transportation alone. This small device will produce its own hydrogen and injects into IC engine. Emission negligible. Advanced EMS for fuel cutting and data acquisition for ML and AI. Zero emissions.
Onboard electrolysis for hydrogen production with right electrolyte.
It is compact, cost effective, and environment friendly. Our team has developed this after years of research, along with Dr. L.M. Das, who is pioneer in the field of hydrogen and working since last 3 decades.
You get hydrogen from water. Upon combustion, it gives water, which is again comes back to the atmosphere. So the noxious pollutants which are given out by the petroleum-based fuel vehicles, like hydrocarbon, carbon monoxide, sulfur dioxide, particulate matter, all they are intrinsically absent in hydrogen-operated engine.
And of course, the need of R is to have proper investment, maybe from the ESG fund or maybe related funds at a low cost bearing interest, so that the growth and the perspective of the business and the model is successful as per the global needs and as well as the Indian needs and the UN Council.
We also have young team of engineers working constantly on improving our solution for your vehicles. The climate clock in New York is a ticking reminder for you to take action today and now.
Thank you, Team Ahorns. What you're trying to address is really, really pertinent. We'll now leave the floor open for questions from our jury members.
Yeah, hi team, I'll go first. So I must confess I'm not too conversant with the underlying technologies or the chemical issues and so on. First of all, coming to the basic solution, are you looking at the storage and transportation of hydrogen, a more efficient way of doing that, or is that like improving the engines to be able to use this as a fuel?
Actually, that's a good question, Raghuji. What we are planning right now, it's a retrofitment kit where we are producing hydrogen on board through electrolysis process, which comes from the current energy which is generated, the battery energy. And of course, the electrolyte which is there, which produces max, hydrogen, that gets consumed into the IC engine. So, you are cutting off the petrol or gasoline and you are augmenting hydrogen to that. So you cut emission and of course you cut fuel and you cut emissions. It is not that you are treating the emission later that you reduce it by catalytic converter. So you just cut fuel itself. Of course, it affects, technically, of course, that's the answer to that. It cuts the fuel and it uses hydrogen as a fuel because it can burn.
So the same current engine technology can make use of this.
Correct. So this can be applied on the current park of around 320 million vehicles which are there on the road, at least in India. So we can retrofit it. Of course, EV will come. It will take its own time, infrastructure, charging. Imagine if we can cut in your car and my car, or a motorcycle or a truck which is running, or e-commerce supply chain business, all the vehicles which are moving around in first mile, last mile, and all that. So you're cutting fuel, you're cutting emissions now. Then of course we are planning for it. So this is, and of course later on it gets used as a fuel cell in the electric vehicles, the similar technology.
And how does this work from an engine efficiency point of view in terms of speed, acceleration?
Yeah, so the good
mileage,
news is
whatever.
so the good news is the mileage of course improves, and that is the 20% emission, 20% mileage gets improved, and 85% reduction into the emission. So it makes a drastic effect to our surprise. And Dr. Das is there on the call, of course, lab tested on the vehicle. So the concept has already been tested out of IIT. Now we have to just get it validated at the labs and then put on the road.
So first, let me just congratulate you. You're trying to solve a very big problem, a moonshot idea. So great stuff. Guys, wanted to check on the feasibility. We have been experiencing CNG vehicles, and since over a decade, still we have not been able to replace petrol usage. So where do you see yourself in terms of your journey in next 5 years, 10 years, with EV like looming on your back? So where do you see yourself in 5 to 10 years?
This is what typically we call as a team as a bridge technology. And when you say typically the CNG, you have to go to a CNG fuel station and somebody has to put a fuel charge, like companies like IGN and all, they have to put that. Here in this case, you are producing your fuel on board. So you don't have to go anywhere. You have to put a retrofit kit, which of course, maybe in a period of 6 months based on the driving habits and all, you have to just change the electrolyte. So there is no, if I compare, I call all the fuels as competition in the alternate fuel world, but just the difference to a CNG and LNG is that you have to go to fill it up. Here, you don't have to do that. So it cuts off that, hassle of propagation. It is very easy to any person to use it. And of course, we are planning to have an app to monitor it, to give them a real value, how much they have saved and all that stuff through the data which comes out of the car by capturing that. When you said EV coming in, just the next part of your question. So this is like a bridge technology. IC engines, of course, as per different, now McKinsey also says that this is the best solution to get into use of hydrogen and then move to the fuel cells and the EVs. So this is all, everything will run parallel. So next decade, imagine I'm cutting the fuel, which of course has a lot of parameters in terms of fiscal, personal and all that. You are saving money over there, acceptability. Then when the EVs come, the similar technology is like when you produce hydrogen through electrolysis, and the technology says that when you put hydrogen, it produces electricity. So the same technology can be reversed and used into the fuel cell vehicles. So an electrolyzer become a fuel cell. So when the EVs are there on the road, the same things as a business model or as a company, we have to just tweak it a bit. And that is the phase what we call is eliminate. Right now we are reducing. And the second phase, as you say, when the EVs come and the park is available, the infrastructure is available, we are ready for that. And of course, we improve on our journey of product and everything till that point in time. And we are making business right now.
Okay, thank you, team Aor's. We'll let our jury members put in their scores, and that was a great session for question and answers. And I think this is one of the ideas all of us really want to see come to life pretty quickly. Okay, we now will move over to our third shortlisted startup, Niffler Technologies.
Nisha, I was reading about Niffler. It sounds exciting to me and how they're trying to solve this problem in retail space. Currently, retailers have POS solutions and self-checkout counters where customers stand in line to get their bill. Due to this experience, customers abandon their carts, leading to revenue losses.
Niffler is building an autonomous checkout technology platform for retail. Using Niffler autonomous checkout, retailers and brands can provide cashier-less checkout to their customers, where customers can just walk into the store, pick up the items, and simply walk out of the store. Let's now hear from Team Niffler and look at the demo. Over to you, Team Niffler.
Hi, my name is Anurag. I'm co-founder of Niffler. Niffler is an autonomous checkout technology platform based out of Bangalore in India. What we are trying to solve is the world has moved a lot in the last 1 century, but still customers are spending more than 370 billion hours spending in queue, which leads to a loss of close to $71 billion for the retailers, whether they are a smaller retailers running a macro store to a bigger grocery store owners. On the other hand, retailers and brands are not able to understand what is happening in the store. As per the research, the total cost of overstocking and restocking of inventory at the shelf leads to total cost is $1.1 trillion. The merchandising has remained static because retailers and brands don't have the real-time information of the customer interaction like in the online world. And there's no understanding of customer behavior, which particular customer picked up an item, which didn't pick up the item, and details like that. So what is the solution? Solution is that physical retail requires a digital transformation. We have to digitize the retail space using sensors, cameras, and displays, which will in turn create a digital twin, which will enable us to provide in contactless customer experience, seamless transactions, and advanced analytics to understand customer behavior and other details around the retail operations. Niffler Autonomous Checkout Platform does this only. A customer can walk into the store, authenticate themselves, just pick up any item that they want, and they can just walk out. This enables them everything that they don't have to stand in queue and just walk out. And customers and the retailers and the brands get humongous amount of data about the customer behavior. We are currently implementing our technology at multiple customers like Happy Meal, Cars, Justmate, SmartWorks, and 24/7. And we are partnered with NRS and Infosys to scale our solution across the globe. Ravi and I are the co-founders of Niffler. We have a team of total 8 people working on technology, as plus 3 people who are helping us in implementing the store. Just before we end, please have a look at the demo of Niffler Technology in action. Our vision is to basically democratize this technology so that even a small retailer to a large retail chain can utilize this technology at their end. Thank you.
Thank you, Team Niffler. We'll now leave the floor open for questions from our jury.
How do you prevent, theft and so on? So, I mean, so is it based on sensors so that you pick one item at a time, or how do you do this?
We use a combination of sensors and computer vision together to identify every product that has been picked up by the customer. So a customer is being tracked across the store, as well as every item that has been picked up is being identified. So it is very similar to that how we do in online world. Whenever you click on a particular product to view the page, we can identify a customer viewed these many products, added to the cart but didn't bought. So if you draw a parallel into the current world, I can go into a store and let's say pick up a product, a Coke, and put it back. Using our technology, we can identify that Ankur went to a store, picked up a Coke, and didn't buy. So that is how we track everything. And whenever the customer picked up all those things, after they move out of the store, we do a computation of all the products that have been picked up, and a final bill is being generated.
Your solution is basically the platform app and also all the sensors and so on, the shelving and all of that. Okay. Thanks.
What is the cost to implement this whole infrastructure?
For a 500 square feet store, when we started, it was costing close to 20 lakh rupees. But in last 1.5 years, while working on the costing, we are able to launch a 500 square feet store at a cost of close to 6.5 lakh rupees. And at a regular assumption, we will be able to break even that cost in a period of 18 months time.
And this whole gets retrofitted, or you have to rework the whole interiors? How does it work? Or the shelf space has to rework?
So we have both the options, the greenfield as well as the retrofitting option. Currently, majority of our customers are looking for greenfield options because the maximum use case that is coming across to us is people want to go closer to the customer, whether they are setting up their stores closer, micro stores around apartment complex, office complexes, hospitals, metro stations, and walkout areas. So those are sort of greenfields, but we are working with few customers to do the retrofitting also, to set up to retrofit the existing store and implement the technology.
Okay, thank you.
Hi, quick question. The current solution, what kind of accuracy are you seeing here? And is there any manual intervention, moderation, any of that required? And just what does that look like?
Currently, we are running close to 5 stores right now, and we require 2 hours of manual moderation on a regular basis. And that specific use case that comes into play is when we are trying to sell these 10 to 15 grams chocolate, that is the fastest moving product. And sometimes the customer comes and pick up like 5 to 6 chocolates in one go. So at that point of time, the accuracy of computer vision and sensors totally goes for a toss. But we are working on the technology. We keep improving our algorithms in the backend. But there's a human loop human in loop to make sure that the key goal is to make sure that the customer gets the correct bill and the retailer does not make a loss on the loss of inventory. Then only the technology can be adopted, and that's why we keep a human in loop. Our technology itself is intelligent enough to raise it as a ticket to our support team to resolve such issues that comes across.
And for setting this up in a retail store, how are you structured? I mean, who takes the upfront cost? Do you do it and recover over a period of time through subscription, or does the retailer do it? How is that?
till now, all of our customers are putting in the money, but we are in parallel working out few models, working with few financing institutions so that the retailer, even rather than we are taking it away, we are just asking them that they can get it financed. So there are few companies which have shown interest in doing that also.
Got it. Understood. Thank you.
I think what you're trying to solve is very important, which is saving customers time. The customer has to shop in a very structured manner here, right? I mean, they have to scan a QR code, they have to then pick the item, they have to do it in a structured manner. So how much time is the customer actually saving based on your modeling versus a traditional way where they just go quickly dump things in a cart and then walk at a checkout line or to self-checkout?
So if you are picking up less than 5 SKUs, you can enter into the store and walk out of the store in 1.96 minutes. And let's say if you're picking up close to 15 SKUs, you can enter and come out of the store in less than 10 minutes time period. And if you do a comparison of it in with the regular shopping, you will be spending close to 2x to 2.5x of your time.
The second question I have is vertical space utilization. In this, basically, everything has to be in the reach of a customer. So you mostly are not utilizing vertical space, right? There are items assorted on the top shelf that they move eventually where the customer can reach them, etc. But here, based on what I saw, looks like everything is nicely slotted and it has to be in the reach of the customer. So per square feet in terms of vertical space, is the retailer compromising anything?
Yeah, so this is the first, the video that you have looked into is the first version. We are already working on the challenges that you have highlighted. We are taking away also, as you have seen that there are multiple scanning at all the gates. We are working on a model where there's only single scanning at the start and it is just like a regular store, just pick up and come out. So those things we are under development, possibly in 6 to 8 months time period, we will have that solution also live. We'll love for all of you guys to come and explore it in Bangalore.
Got it. And does this technology eventually help you get higher inventory accuracy in a store or something that you guys have thought about?
Yeah, so providing the real-time inventory is the key to this technology, that you can know that which particular SKU is available in the store at what quantity, and at the back end we have developed in a particular way that you will get a real-time alert as soon as the MOQ is being reached, so that the alert can go to the back room as well as the fulfillment center for the items to be sold, to be sent to the store, so that the inventory, because the biggest thing that you have to always achieve is that the inventory is available for whenever the customer is walking into the store, so that we make sure using it.
Right. Any more questions, Judy? All right, then. Thank you once again, Team Niffler. Ankur, thank you for sharing that real feedback that you got. Great to see you already working with customers who have shown validation and acceptance to your product. We now move on to our second category, shortlisted student entries, starting with Pentagon.
So I'm most excited to hear these now. With e-commerce, it is important to make sure all corners are covered with when catering to customers. But at present, the e-commerce websites are designed so that they cannot be easily used by colorblind people and the visually impaired.
In order to give visually impaired shoppers a more inclusive shopping experience, Pentagon suggests an augmented reality application that applies several unique and configurable filters such that the colors are more visible to the colorblind. In addition to all of this, they plan to give them the audio description of the product, material type, and many more things with respect to the product features that would make shopping easier for the visually impaired people. Over to you, Team Pentagon.
This is Team Pentagon from IIT Dhanbad. This is a video representation for our app Visaja. Presently, the colorblind people and the visually impaired people often depend on other people for online shopping. Now, do they really need to? Firstly, we'll see how this app will make shopping easier for the visually impaired people and then for the colorblind people as well.
Welcome to Vizia. Do you want to enable audio mode? Please speak your choice after this message ends.
Yes.
Which category you want to choose? Men or the women?
Women.
The product displayed is a women gray printed V-neck t-shirt. The print consists of 4 colorful cactus images. Its material is cotton, elastane and can be machine washed. The dress from Adidas is both stylish and durable, making it a must-have item. When you are going through an art gallery opening or a theater, wear this piece with platform heels and trendy clutch. It is available in 5 sizes: small, medium, large, extra large and extra extra large. Its current price is 839 rupees inclusive of all taxes.
You can also click on the No button instead of speaking. Now to enable the colorblind mode, we click on the colorblind mode button and take the Ishihara test. Ishihara test will recognize the type of color blindness you suffer from and alter the whole app accordingly. Only for demo purposes, we have included 3 slides of Ishihara test, as the actual would take a significant amount of time. The app shows the result of the test. Accordingly, the images have been changed.
In addition to all of this, we will also provide a virtual trial room so that you can try the clothes and see their fitting virtually in the comfort of your home.
But if I am colorblind, can I use the trial room as well?
It's not a problem. Virtual trial room will alter the product's color according to your type of color blindness, and then you can easily try the virtual trial room feature of our app.
Okay, let me try it. Wow, that's so impressive. This is how our team aims to tackle the problem for visually impaired and colorblind users. Our current demo is implemented at a small scale, but with proper resources and guidance, we aim to implement this at a larger scale so that it reaches more and more people.
Thank you. Thank you, Team Pentagon. We'll now leave the floor open for questions from our judges.
Is this tech which, from an voice perspective, built in-house, or you use some component?
We have just used text-to-speech recognition. We are still working on making the app fully controlled, fully audio controlled.
Where do you see the use of this whole tech? You are licensing this tech to e-commerce companies, or you are going to create a store for yourself?
So we can make Chrome extension or like premium account, which can be used on Chrome.
No. So you will be selling this to e-commerce companies, or you will be creating something of your own?
So we are still thinking on that. We can do both, but for now we are thinking to make Chrome extension.
Okay, fine. Thank you.
So in the VTR or virtual trial rooms, I could see that the landmark detection for the key points was still off. So you're working on that. And what was the solution you used there?
Sir, we are still working on that. We haven't used human parsing and 3D modeling on that model. We have just got the shoulder point, height of the person, and size of the person.
So you expect the customer to actually send a picture or photo of themselves, and based on that, I try to identify this. Okay.
Yes.
And you plan to build a 3D model out of that image. Okay. And you've also built a 3D model of the garment as well, because both have to match, and then.
So we haven't made it. Just working.
So I'm just curious, do you think of this as a technology that is enabler for commerce today and add on top of e-commerce, or do you, because you mentioned Chrome extension and all, do you just think of this as a better web browsing tool for people who are colorblind or have accessibility issues? What direction are you building this in?
We are also thinking of selling it to the e-commerce website. We are still improving our colorblind model. We are asking the people who are colorblind and taking their response. We are still improving on the colorblind model, and after that we may sell it to the e-commerce or maybe.
Okay, got it.
One question from my side. is, and it's similar to what Anurag asked, right? How much of a horizontal play is this across categories, in commerce, outside of commerce? I mean, again, same question, and I think this is the third time we are asking you, which is, where all do you see its applicability?
Sir, around 1 in 200 men are colorblind. Almost 5% of the population are colorblind. So they cannot see the colors more accurately like the normal person. So they can have benefit from this.
Do we have any other questions from the jury members?
No, I'm good.
Thank you, Team Pentagon, and all the best. We will now move to our second shortlisted student entry, Team Libas.
These guys can be my daughter's favorite, and Nisha, also yours. Real life makeup application and selection are diverse and challenging with color selection, patterns, blushes, and complementing accessories such as stickers and jewelry. Existing products tend to overlook the latter components and confine makeup transfer to color manipulation, focusing on only light makeup styles.
So Libas is actually a platform that enables users to try out the products from the comfort of their own homes. And don't we all need that in these times of COVID? They propose a holistic makeup transfer framework that can handle all the mentioned makeup components and allow users to try on different makeup products and decide which one suits him or her by uploading the image. Team Libas, we are very excited to hear about this idea. Over to you now.
Hello everyone, we got a couple of questions for you. Do you also end up more of inspecting new type of cosmetics rather than buying them from online or offline stores? Do you also end up confused and tensed about the effects of some new and trendy cosmetics? These are some common problems often witnessed by customers. The $532 billion global beauty industry is projected to hit the mark of $805 billion by 2023. Color cosmetics will play a key role here. A major problem witnessed while shopping of cosmetics is the non-availability of trials, highly limited or no return policy for customers, hence leaving customers doubtful. Real-life makeups are diverse and wild. Out of thousands of different brands, variants and sizes, choosing a single product is tiresome. We, Team Libas from NIT Rourkela, wanted to work on a possible solution that can ensure virtual trial in both online and offline shopping of cosmetics and clothing. After some research, we came across the concept of GAN models, which is a complex advancement of general machine learning models. We realized this can help us to tackle the existing problems that are faced by customers while buying cosmetics. We have been referring various research papers, looked at online repositories for 2 to 3 months, and finally our team has come up with an innovative solution, the AI Makeover. The AI Makeover is a web application which is built on holistic makeup transfer framework that can handle all the mentioned makeup components. User can impart effects of different color cosmetics and makeup products on the image uploaded by them. This is our web application. It displays a list of cosmetics. On clicking one of the products, user lands onto the details page where the user can upload an image from the local storage, and on clicking submit, the image is viewed. On clicking try on button, the resulting image is displayed and the visible changes in the picture can be well noted here. It can be seen that the product has been applied on the face. Same goes for other products as well. In spite of the presence of specks or change in orientation of face, the model works perfectly fine. Let us have a look at the model and it's working in Google Colab. The model has already been trained and is now using pre-trained weight. It needs 2 images. A model pic has been mapped with applied lipstick. The second one is our user's input. Both help in generating the new image. As you can see, the GPU is being accessed by the model, and finally the result is to be displayed. Our application stands apart from the filters, which are nothing more than automated image editors that operate on existing templates. In our application, GN models are trained on dataset comprising of thousands and thousands of images involving the application of product on different kinds of skin tones, face sizes, orientations, making sure that the implementation is as realistic as possible. This will enable the users to witness the actual visible effects of the application of the products on the face. We look forward to implement the app using a client-server architecture where we intend to use monitor displays in offline shopping and a mobile or desktop app for online shopping. Web browsers don't have the GPU support and the data that we are processing is very bulky. We therefore look forward to deploy the ML model using cloud services. This will reduce the pre-processing time for the large amount of dataset and improve user accessibility by giving a real-time application. So this was our overall idea and proposal to solve the existing problem of makeup trials. Thank you.
Thank you, Team Libas. We'll now leave the floor open for questions from our judges.
Hey team, Sanjay here. Wanted to understand, is this live and you tested or somebody using it, or this is something still work in progress and idea stage?
So currently we are working, it's in ideation phase, and our service is only limited to color cosmetics as present, and certain cosmetics and makeups like patterns, face drawings. And we have implemented it, but on the basis of the image uploaded by the client. We are working on a model that will work on the complete 3D trial, the complete real-time effects can be seen.
So right now, if I'm on a camera, it can't take image and show me live. Like how lens card. So for example, lens card would do with specs. Very similar, you can't do it live.
Yes, sir. Our model has the potential to bring in images, but at the same time, we are using a different kind of ML technology, which is the GAN, and the processing time for that is very high. So we need to deploy it in the cloud, use some extensive services in order to avail the feature of 3D tile. It is possible, it will be definitely possible. We are working on it, but due to lack of some resources, we have implemented it such that only it will work on the images upload.
Since how long you have been working on this problem statement?
So we have worked on this for like 2 to 3 months.
2 to 3 months. What's your background?
I and Siddharth Sharma, my other teammate, we are currently in our third year and majoring in the field of industrial design. Our teammate Alpanananda is in the is majoring in mechanical engineering, and she is also in third year.
Which college?
NIT Rourkela.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, hi. So what do you use for face landmark detection and the key point estimation?
So we are using a UV model inside our GAN model. So whenever it is based on checking similarity between two images. So there is a model image and the image fed by the user. Now the model image, what the model does, the UV mapping, it locates the contours of each and every facial structure of it. Each and every facial structure is pointed out, and accordingly the product is mapped on is masked off from the model image, and that image is masked onto the image of the user that is uploaded. And also in case of the user, we bring out the UV detection so that they can be the points, the facial structures can be marked distinctive.
So this is an already existing model, right? So you just trained it for a large number of data sets using
yes,
your
sir.
own images. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Was there anything different that you've done? You modified the
yes, so we
GAN
have
model
modified currently. We have we have tried to train the images. First of all, we have changed the data set. Secondly, we have worked on bringing change in the field of the UV detection because of some of the problems that in the traditional GN that we saw existed was that whenever there was presence of some kind of like objects on the face, like spectacles or any other face tattoos, we were seeing some problem there. We were seeing some problem existing there. So we thought of getting rid of those problems and brought in some changes where it will be directed only strictly to the facial structure, the actual basic facial structure, like the cheekbones, the lips, the chin, and everything can be pointed out.
And have you been able to build a 3D mesh as well, or that's not yet done?
No, sir. We are working on it, and currently, since the processing time is so high for the images, so we are targeting it to bring it onto the cloud and increase the processing speed at least, so that we can witness the results quickly.
And do you think, I mean, your the lip detection was very good. So do you think that same thing is extensible to, let's say, an eyebrows or even an eyelash and so on?
Yes, sir. This is extensible to each and every facial drawing. In fact, facial tattoos, facial drawings. This is extensible to all kind of cosmetics that have visible effects.
Okay. And then this runs on the cloud, right? So it's like there's no on-device quantization techniques that you use to optimize.
It's best to run it on the cloud because it needs a GPU processor that like our devices don't have. So currently we are targeting for the cloud services because the GPU services that are available will optimize the backend complete, and we can process it. The pre-processing time can be reduced.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Thank you, Team Libas. Really like the confidence, Sandeep. We'll now move on to our third and final shortlisted student entry, Tech Army.
So when visiting a retail store, it is not an easy task to find the exact place where the required products are. And this adds to an inconvenience to the customer. As the size of retail stores and buildings keeps growing larger, there is a need for an indoor navigation solution that can help the customers find all the products that they need with the shortest path. And I'm sure all of us have encountered that problem.
Very true, Nisha. I can personally relate to it. Pathik is a smart indoor navigation app which lets the user simply select the places he or she wants to visit. Instantly, a path with directional arrows will be augmented on the mobile screen for the user. What it does, it can shorten the waiting queues at the checkout counters, help the customer find something quickly, and thereby also, supporting the current times of pandemic where customers can also maintain the social distancing. Wish you all the best. Over to you, Team Tech Army.
As the size of buildings and shopping complexes is increasing, it is getting difficult to find the path to our indoor destinations. From large shopping complexes, schools, hospitals, malls, offices, airports, and almost everywhere, it is not easy to find the exact location we want to reach.
From finding the exact shelf where a product is to finding the correct meeting room, there is no unified solution for indoor navigation.
We, Team Tech Army, present a unified, augmented reality-based indoor navigation solution, Pathik.
The Pathik app not only navigates you to a correct destination inside buildings using the power of augmented reality, but also includes integrated shopping experience. Select all the products that you want to purchase, and the app will show you the shortest path to your destination. Add all the products to your AR cart and pay on the go.
The app has a creator mode to create and edit the map, which will be stored and fetched over the cloud, which makes the app easy to use and one-step solution towards indoor navigation and shopping.
Not only that, the app will be coming with project augmentation to engage customers and app monetization through feature and short ads.
Adding to that, it also brings task management for employees, where you can add a task to a specific location using augmented reality, and the assigned employee would be navigated to the exact place where the task has been assigned. This is a part of AR-based task management system inside Pathik.
The Pathik Indoor Navigation makes it an easy-to-use navigation app with features like mini-map, audio instruction, 3D guide, and many more.
With this, for SparkTech Showcase
at Converge by Walmart.
This was Pathik,
an indoor navigation and shopping solution.
Thank you, Team Tech Army. That's a really cool demo that you showed us. We'll now leave the floor open for questions from our jury members.
Thank you, Tech Army. Can you help me understand on the business model side, how do you monetize this? What's the pricing?
Sure, sir. So what we are trying to implement is we are trying to implement augmented reality based navigation inside stores. So we are trying to get money from three main pillars. The first is by getting those stores to get these indoor navigation solution implemented in them, getting monetization from there. Then we have product based augmentation that we showed through a juice packet. So a lot of brands are showcased in the stores, and they can run product based augmentation use ads to showcase what brand value they are giving. So those ads could also be monetized through those places. And we can also, we are trying to have in-place professional people who will be implementing those. So creating a map is the first initial step to get these problems solved. And we are trying to have our own service to get that map created.
Then let me make it, you have a store now, what's the pricing? How do you, I mean, while you give me all the broad areas, what's the price? I mean, if it's a 500 square feet, what would you do? And whether if it's a 50,000 square feet store, how would you price it?
So what we are trying to implement is a variable pricing model based on the size that we have implementing. So we are in a way providing a service to create that map, and we are yet to finalize the exact pricing amount. But what I can say overall that it will be variable depending upon the size and the complexity of the building. So if it's a multi-story building, that would increase the price. If there are a lot of shelves, a lot of things, then that would be increased.
And is this implemented somewhere or still yet in work in progress?
Yet so it's yet in work in progress because the technology is constantly evolving, and we are trying to implement it with the best way we can. So we are yet in the ideation phase.
And when would you plan to release this?
The exact timeline would be, if we are trying to implement in a store nearby, it would be around 3 to 4 months to get that done in a store, so that we are ready to get the customers use that applications.
So customer would have to download an app to use your navigation.
Yes, sir. For now, that would be an application.
So what's the technology you're using? It's not GPS, right? So you won't get the accuracy, location accuracy.
Yes, sir. So the initial problem was to make it very accurate, because for outdoor navigation, we can have a inaccuracy of around a meter or so. But for indoor navigation, if you have an inaccuracy of around a meter or even a few centimeters, then we'll be navigated to the wrong product. So what we are trying to use is the device's gyroscope and accelerometer sensor, and initialization based initial marker based tracking. So when you enter a store, you scan a marker, and that is for now. We'll be definitely removing this marker thing once the tracking based system is more accurate. So you scan a marker, now your device knows that you are at the starting point. Now using your accelerometer and gyroscope that is inbuilt in your phone, we know which way you are moving, which direction you are moving, and which way your phone is tilted. So that comes with the power of augmented reality, that is AR powered by Google, which is an open source SDK. So we are using that to track the position of the user.
For this to work, the storekeeper has to upload the location of all their products. If I want to find, let's say, some specific product, and it has to direct me there. So each product's mapping has to be done. Is that how?
Yes, sir. So, but that would be a difficult thing to map each and every product. So we are trying to do the way is that there are shelves and there are aisles where a product is kept. So we'll be initially navigating the user to the correct shelf where the product would be. So if there are a lot of sections inside the stores, we'll first navigate the user to the correct section. And once the user reaches there, then we can definitely navigate them to the products, depending upon if there's the service is available there.
Okay, and you've tested this for the location accuracies?
Yes, sir. So we have tested that in a few shopping malls that are around us, and we have got good results for, I would say, for a small scale implementation. We are yet to test that for a multi-story building. So we are currently working on a single floor building. If they are a multi-story building, then we are yet to test that.
Okay, thank you.
Do we have any other questions from the jury members?
Hi, Tech Army. Good presentation. This is Rajiv. So, two questions. One, what are the different inputs that you can take, right? So, at the end of the day, what you have, if it's an X and Y axis, then it's a matrix that you need. And then, like you said, if you have vertical orientation also, you need the third dimension. So, what are the different input formats that you are taking to map out the locations at this time?
Okay, sir. So with the help of AR Core SDK, what we get is the movement of the user. So once we initially map the user at a specific location, let's say a gate of a store, then we know which way is moving, and the way that a map is created is we have some places that is the name of a place that are shelves, or that could be a product, and then we have some paths that are in between those places. So what we are trying to do is create an XML file of the complete map, which has a lot of places and some paths which are mapped between these places. What we are getting is we get as an input from the user, we are getting the products or the specific aisle that he wants to visit. Now we select use all those aisles, compile them, and create a path that is through all those places that those products are. So for the answer of the question, we are getting an input of what are the products that he's getting, and using the accelerometer and gyroscope, we know which way he's moving.
Okay, so my question was more around every modern retail store has been built using some design, right? And there are interior designers or architects, and you have AutoCAD diagrams. So are you taking any standard formats as input and just using that versus asking people to do all the hard work of entering information?
Sure, sir. So while we were ideating this thing, we got a view that we should be using the blueprints or the high-end views of the map that was created while creating that building. But what we wanted was, for a medium-scale store or for a small-scale store, we wanted the user himself to be able to create the map as well. So if I'm a store owner or for a medium scale business or for a small scale business, I should also be able to use that. So for creating a map, we are trying to make it a very easy process. So once a user wants to create a map, he just has to pick up his phone, he moves to a place, he sets that this place is named as, let's say, the tool section, and he places the mark, then he moves to the next section, the path is created. So we are not currently using any of the blueprints or the high-end designs that were used while creating that store. We are currently in a very low scale that the user moves to the place and maps it.
Do we have any more questions for Tech Army? Okay, thank you, Tech Army. That was a wonderful demo. And with that, it brings us to the close of the pitch sessions for SparkTech Showcase. I've personally had a lot of fun listening to the fabulous ideas and the cool demos. I'm pretty sure our panel of jury members have a tough task on their hand, after listening to those pitches.
Right. Once again, I want to thank you all for being here. As we get close to announcing the winners, I want to begin by saying being here and getting to pitch your ideas in front of an elite jury and VCs in itself is a huge accomplishment that all of you should be proud of. I'm sure regardless of who wins, you will take a lot of learnings and opportunities to network further. And we know choosing the winners is not an easy task. But at the end of the day, we have a winner at hand. And I'm sure we are all excited to know who that is.
You bet, Vinay. And, I would again like to thank all our participants for coming here and pitching in front of our esteemed jury panel. But before we know who the winner is, I would just like to quickly ask all our jury members to share their thoughts on, how was the process of listening to these pitches, and if there are some learnings that you could share with the teams here.
I think it was a great program. Thank you, Walmart, for inviting on this. If I have to summarize at early stage, at the seed stage where you are all pitching across, team becomes a very important slide, which I saw missing from many of the pitches in terms of, so spend some minute or so explaining the team and why this team has a right to win. That would be very important.
Thanks to Walmart for inviting me to be part of this jury. It was really great to see some of the innovative ideas and solutions being pitched. And congratulations to all the finalists. Right, so from the stats that I heard, it certainly stood out. Going through such a tough evaluation round. And yes, this is a great initiative by Walmart as well to encourage the local ecosystem and innovation within the country. Yeah, so I think while the ideas and so on were great, so I think I'll just maybe just go down the list quickly, right? So like for Shop EG, I think the problem statement is great. Like so, the whole online offline convergence in India is certainly heating up, and it's a great area to be in. So the one problem which remained unsolved, as I had called out, was the whole inventory problem. So which needs to be solved. So that was, I thought, something that needed a little bit more thought there. So I think Aor's, I think a great solution for a very important problem facing the world. There I felt a little bit more metrics because I couldn't, at least as a person not conversant with some of the details of the technologies, to see some of the metrics would have been great, and not to see the efficacy of this. Then the other solution from NIFLR. So I think again, so this is the solution convergence of online offline. So very interesting problem. But in terms of especially in the context of probably malls and some of these specialized stores. But yeah, we need to probably think through a little bit more of the various customer scenarios on how that this will solve for all the various problems that that were called out. So on the student teams, yeah, I think on the Pentagon, I mean, solving for accessibility, people with accessibility is again an important problem, and certainly a noble cause, and something we all as corporates we need to do better and pick up and solve for. So I think, yeah, so some more maturing of the solution would have been great. So I think on the Libas, the beauty VTR, wonderful work with the detection of especially the lips and so on, and the landmark detection of the face. Then extension to other features would have been good as well. And then last but not the least, the Tech Army, again, a very relevant problem in terms of finding what you're looking for, as we've all faced, getting lost when we walk into malls or stores. So that's also a good problem that the team has picked up, and great to see the progress there. So again, looking at solving some of the technical challenges that again the people called out in terms of the vertical spacing and the B2B aspect and so on. So they've been great. So all in all, I mean, each of the solutions were great, but yeah, so a little bit more things to think about as people continue to work on this. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me, and thank you all for your presentation. It was fantastic to sit through. My feedback is somewhat similar to what Sanjay said, which is that in the early stage we have to kind of take a bit of a leap of faith, right? Not everything is proven and established, and that's where it is important for us early stage investors to understand from founders why they think they have a right to win in this market, right? What really makes a difference? Could be you just have a better team, could be you have better IP, better product, but in those early stages of the pitches, it's very, very important to establish what your reason for thinking you are going to be the winner in this space is, because most early stage investors rely on the founder for that. And obviously, like Sanjay mentioned, team is a very, very big component of that. But highlighting that, doubling down on that, and clarifying that is very important. So that would be my only feedback here.
Let me first thank all the teams that participated and came through the rounds into this final. Great presentations, great ideas. I also want to thank all the jury members. We had a great discussion on each of your ideas. So very quickly, right, the main themes were interesting, right? Shop EG is trying to take friction out of the Kirana store or a small retailer to make it easy for them to digitize. Aor Technology is on a mission to use hydrogen with the existing IC engines, which basically has a much faster potentially time to market and can get us to a midway solve to the end state. Niffler, again, solving a very, very relevant problem and taking friction out from a consumer in terms of standing in checkout lines, queues, just making it very standard experience, so to say, for them to just do their shopping and get out of the store in some sense. Pentagon, again, out to solve a very important problem, right, that of the visually challenged. The bus, obviously, what you are doing is going to help a lot of folks trying to identify the right cosmetic or right accessory, etc. And then Tech Army using technology to solve the problem of either the shortest path or saving people time, right, from kind of navigating themselves in a large facility. So all of these really, really great. All of them add value to what people need at this point of time. And we really had a very, very difficult and interesting discussion on who to pick as the top two, one from the companies and one from the students. Eventually, we landed with Aor Technologies. So Saurabh and team, congratulations on the side of the startups, and Tech Army and the student community. So congratulations to these two teams, and
thanks.
Thank you, Rajiv, and thank you, rest of the jury members. I know this decision was not difficult. A huge round of applause for our teams, Team Aor and Team Tech Army. I'm sure all of you are really curious to know what they are winning. Okay, so the top startup and top student team, they get an entry into the Walmart Startup Mentoring Program. They pilot with Walmart Global Tech India. Of course, we have our VCs, so there is potential funding from the VCs. Interviews for full-time and or intern offers for the student teams, and also vouchers from PhonePe.
Congratulations to all.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, folks.
Thanks.
Great job.
Thanks a lot, everyone. Thanks a lot.
Congratulations, team. I could see the big smile on your face, team Aor and Tech Army. I say, when you're solving for a real problem and you have the potential that catches the eyes of the and our elite jury. Tell us what you feel about being a winner here, and tell us where do you see yourselves in the near future.
Thanks a lot. I think it really feels great. Of course, Walmart is the largest organization on the planet, and being selected over there is, of course, feels great. Of course, means learning and doing work, as you said. Of course, you are not much aware what we'll get, but POC, doing POCs with you in supply chain as a back end will reduce, all these ESG. I could see the gigatons of target which Walmart has taken. We can contribute a bit, and that's what we stand for. Everybody has to contribute a bit to save the planet, and of course, we have to keep on improving, evolving. It's a big business case, I know. Sometimes these numbers used to boggle us, but we over there. We went through all those churning times, and maybe the result is coming after the COVID to just execute it. So it's all execution right now. Challenges will come. We'll solve as a team of all the ecosystem coming together. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, it's really great to see all of you guys being interested in this, since we've found this market gap and we've been working for a while now. It just really gives us a confidence boost to perform even better going forward. So thanks a lot.
I think Das sir has left and he was too confident to leave a WhatsApp message. Just give me a news at 4 o'clock. He is a big mentor on the technology side. Thanks.
So a big thanks to Walmart and Yo Media and all the jury panels for hearing to us and giving their valuable suggestions. We feel really lucky to be one of the winners of such an esteemed event, SparkTech Showcase. And we are looking forward to implement the solution that we showcased in a real world and trying to remove all the problems that we are facing right now and get more customers in our solution. So it was a really amazing event, got some really useful feedbacks for the project, and we're looking forward to implement that.
Thank you so much, Team Aor and Tech Army. It was lovely seeing you guys present. And once again, congratulations on winning and going back home with the feeling of having won this Retail Tech Challenge.
That brings us to the end of this hugely inspiring session. We would like to thank everyone who's applied but didn't get a chance to be spotlighted. We wish you all the best with your ideas.
I'm sure all of you will get back and work harder to bring your projects and ideas up real time. We want to thank you for participating once again. A final shout out to the winners and our jury panel. Last but not the least, a huge thank you to you, our audience, for tuning in. Have a lovely day. Hope you enjoy the rest of Converge at Walmart on Hubilo.